and he was my second progression up the seam, and I only got to look at him for a split second because somebody came out the middle and hit me, but I knew he was one-on-one. I knew the safety was kind of lost on the other side of the field, so I knew I could give him a shot to go up and get it.
Thanks, Joe, and congratulations on the win. Mike?
If this is the Ravens, if this is how they play offense and defense, are they now right there with the Patriots, with the Saints, with the Packers?
If they play this way the entire football season and they continue to do what they're doing now, the balance of power in the AFC will change.
There's no question about it in my mind. This is the Ravens that Ray Lewis is going to regret not having for the last decade. This is going to be special if they keep this going.
Baltimore, 11 straight wins at home. They've won 19 of their last 20 right here in the Charm City. Baltimore Ravens, great night. Was it a great weekend for the historic 5 rookie starting quarterbacks? Coming up on NFL PrimeTime, Trey and the fellas call out who flubbed, flopped, and flourished.
They're passionate fans and they love their Red Sox, and they don't like too many other people that come in there.
They enjoy their baseball and they enjoy getting on the other team.
Fans are right on top of you, letting you know exactly how they feel about you.
Ray Rice, the Ravens' all-everything back and go-to player on offense, runs with a chip on his shoulder. Since entering the NFL in 2008, only 2 other running backs have more yards from scrimmage. Coming off his 3rd consecutive 1,200-yard season, Rice does not show any signs of slowing down. In 2012, look for Ray Rice to continue to solidify himself as one of the top running backs in the NFL.
It's been said that reinvention is the art of redefining. To not be like your predecessors. To not be like anyone but you. Period. Much has been discussed about the state of affairs of our game of professional basketball, its supposed errors, the constant comparisons to its past, and the chosen ones who step into the limelight. Fair enough. But the truth is that the game of basketball consists of dimensions that stretch far beyond the realm of the hardwood, boundaries only a special few witness. You see, none of the rules have the capacity to explain mysteries like the hot hand, the art of the no-look pass, the magic of the buzzer beater, the unbelievable pressure on the perfect player.
Sunday Night Football triple header live on ESPN America. It's a battle of the birds as Ray Rice leads his Ravens into Philly to put the shackles on Vic and the Eagles. Then the Jets will be hoping to put their preseason woes behind them as they head into Steeler Nation. And we end in the NFC as Calvin Johnson and the Lions take on the 49ers at the Stick. It all starts at 1600 CET with Sunday NFL Countdown. Sunday Night Football live on ESPN America, home of the NFL.
To play in the NFL, the pinnacle of it all, and win your first game against a Hall of Famer in Drew Brees, it's definitely number 1 on my list.
When you're responsible for 4 turnovers, it's hard to win. 3 picks and a fumble for me, those are killers. Not too many fond memories, I think, of an opening loss.
And welcome back into Primetime. Trey Wingo here with Tim Hasselbeck and Merrill Hodge. Guys, we had history on Sunday. 5 rookie quarterbacks starting week 1, the most we've had since 1950. That's really as far back as we could go. The first 2 draft picks in the NFL this past year, Robert Griffin III second, Andrew Luck the first. Why don't we start numerically with number 1? Andrew Luck making his first NFL start at Soldier Field. Colts taking on the Bears. Opening drive. Now Luck facing a 3rd and 3. The Bears bring the pressure. Reggie Wayne is open.
Yeah, he's wide open. You could see the pressure, Trey. You alluded to it. Obviously, feet a little out of sorts by Andrew Luck. Then the Colts decide to move the pocket. He actually has Avery open on top of the defender, just underthrows him.
Yeah, just didn't get enough air under that ball because, once again, we're seeing open receivers in that defense.
Yeah, and that's the key. It's a double move. You see Avery win on the route. That ball's got to be out in front. It's not. That's why you have one of Andrew Luck's many turnovers.
The Colts down 34-14 here, but trying to get something going on 3rd and 3, and that pass is tipped and picked up by Chris Conte. Luck was intercepted 3 times. More on why that actually may be good down the road for Indianapolis a little bit later. As for Bears quarterback Jay Cutler, started the game a little rusty, but then he went to his best friend, Brandon Marshall. These two are going to be just fine.
Well, they're going to be just fine, but it opened up so many other phases to their offense. As this game starts to unfold, you see more and more guys contributing that they didn't have in the past.
Well, they did have Matt Forte in the past, and now he's finally got something he didn't have in the past, which is Moneey, and it's still
Think they're glad they signed him, though?
Yes.
However.
But the best part is, unlike other backs we've seen, he's still doing the Matt Forte thing now that he's got the money.
You got to love that. That's why the Bears need to sign him. We talked about that in the offseason.
You can't defend that.
No, listen, it's almost like he had radar lock on Brandon Marshall for the majority of the day. And Merrill's right. He did make other people better.
Including this one, Alshon Jeffrey, the rookie. What a great catch there and a great throw, 42-yard touchdown as the Bears win it 41-21. Here's why I said those 3 interceptions may be a good thing for the Colts long term. Remember, they both, Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning, first preseason pass, both went for touchdowns? Well, in 1998, Manning, just over 300 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a loss. Andrew Luck, 309 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 3 interceptions, and a loss. Hey, listen, if their careers continue on the same track, I think everybody in Indy will be just fine that it started out this way. So that was number 1 in terms of the draft. Number 2 in terms of the draft was Robert Griffin III, the Heisman winner out of Baylor, taking on New Orleans. Tough spot, and they really did a good job scheming to get him into the flow early.
And there's no question about it. As great as RG3 was, Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan did a tremendous job getting the young quarterback ready. These plays here, we didn't put these together from throughout the game. This is to start the game.
Right.
The first 6 completion that RG3 has are passes that are at or behind the line of scrimmage. I can't tell you how important it is to get a young quarterback confidence and get him off to a good start in a football game in a hostile environment.
In fact, he completed his first 8 passes of the game, and when you have that confidence in what everybody says is the hardest place to play, you can stand tall in the pocket.
Exactly right, and watch what he does here. This is tremendous. You see the big completion to Pierre Garçon and the run after the catch, and all of that's great. But what's most impressive is him standing in the pocket with courage. Watch this. Coming off of the play fake, RG3 is going to know that he's going to get hit. Defender right in his face. Look at that back foot in the ground. He's not fading away from the contact. Steps into the throw, and that's why you have that result, because of the play by the quarterback.
Griffin, 19 of 26, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most notably no interceptions. The Saints really struggled for most of this game. Drew Brees sacked there by D'Angelo Hall, and here comes Ryan Kerrigan, Merrill.
Well, they won individual matchups and then scheme matchups. That first play was a great design of a scheme. Saints got 6 guys to block, Redskins bring 5, and they get 1 free defender to finish at Drew Brees.
Now listen, you knew you couldn't hold Drew Brees and that offense out forever. They cut it to a 1-possession game, but then he's intercepted by Dijon Zomes, who takes it all the way back to the Saints 3. Brees played well, but he had the interceptions, not Robert Griffin III, and the Redskins win 40-32. So exactly how good, quantifiably, was RG3's debut? Well, in the history of the NFL, only 6 players had 300 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in their debut, and only Robert Griffin III was able to do it without an interception. Next up, a trip to St. Louis to take on the Rams. All right, meanwhile, taking a look at the Browns and the Eagles, Brandon Weeden. But you ever want to believe in foreshadowing? This was it. In the pregame normal, Brandon Weeden was covered up by the flag. He couldn't read the coverage on the field of the flag, and that sort of led to the game where he wasn't able to read the Eagles coverage.
Is that a sign of things to come?
That was foreshadowing. That was a portent, an omen, you name it. Here he's picked up by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, and it just continued.
And that's just a poor throw as far as placement goes. And really in the preseason, there was not a lot of improvement. You saw these kind of things in the preseason. However, they continued to start him in that throw right there as errant as we've seen in a long time, especially week 1.
4 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. Okay, yeah, as a rookie, that was bad. Michael Vick, obviously he hasn't played much. He wasn't much better. That one is off Jeremy Macklin's hands and right into the waiting arms of Joe Hayden, who returns it to the Eagles 22. That was Vick's 3rd interception of the game. And then Vick one more time, little play fake, trying to find something, looking for Macklin. That's picked up by DeQuell Jackson. Vick had 4 interceptions in the game as well. 8 picks by the 2 starting quarterbacks in this contest. But with all of that being said, under 2 minutes to go, 3rd and goal. Vic finding Clay Harbor, and Safe Harbor in Cleveland is where Clay lands. They escape with the win. Vic, the first quarterback, by the way, to throw 4 interceptions on opening day and win since Joe Ferguson did it for the Buffalo Bills in 1980. So it had been a long time. It was also the most by an Eagles quarterback in an opener since 1941. Dolphins, Texans, and that's Ryan Tannehill back in his home state, very close to where he grew up. Second quarter game tied, 3rd and 10. That's a tip ball, and off Legadou Nene into Brian Cushing, his second interception of the game. Tip balls were really a problem.
Yeah, it was a problem, and sometimes it's on the offensive lineman for not getting the D lineman's hands down. Sometimes it's the quarterback's fault for being very deliberate and staring exactly where you're throwing the ball. It was a combination of both for Tannehill in that offense.
Kareem Jackson there, that was his 3rd. Arian Foster looks just fine. Merrill, that's his 2nd rushing touchdown. Ball broke the plane.
It's also fantasy points.
Yeah.
For my team.
Let me guess, you have them?
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks for sharing. Under a minute to play in the first half. There's no defense for a perfect throw, as Trent Dilfer likes to say.
Yeah, and I like
that might be a prime time.
And I was going to say, and I like to say it's the prime Tim dime.
There you go.
Trey, because the E is silent. It's going to fall off soon. There it is.
And
there goes the E.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful throw. And Andre Johnson looked good and healthy.
Yeah, the E fell off, but the feet did not. By the way, Texans roll 30-10. That is teaching tape in terms of the toe tap. All right, so then you have Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks starting against Arizona. Russell won the job for the Seattle Seahawks. Nobody really won the job for the Arizona Cardinals. Wilson buying time in the pocket. Nice throw.
Yeah, and you love this here. He hurry up and really quick snap that Cardinals defense because they were all out of sorts, and then find Sidney Rice in the back of the end zone.
All right, now John Skelton played well in spurts in this game. Here he hits Andre Roberts, but he was hit on the play. It's queasy. Boy, you saw this. It could have been a lot worse. You're thinking broken something knee.
I thought it was worse.
Well, that's what Ben Roethlisberger said last year. Remember when he had his high ankle sprain, thought his leg was broke. So in comes Kevin Kolb. Kevin Kolb smartly decides to find Larry Fitzgerald. If you're going to come in cold, look for number 11. And then Kolb, tell you what, he did a great job.
Outstanding drive after being on the sideline all game to come in and rally your football team. Excellent job by Kevin Kolb.
But Russell Wilson led him right back down to the goal line, and a little more ref controversy here. Doug Baldwin goes down, can't make the catch. They had to use a 3rd timeout there, and then after this run by Marshawn Lynch, they call another timeout. There was all kinds of problems. Ken wasn't saying, you're already out of timeouts, you can't call another one. Look at that little skinny ref in the middle of that pile there, by the way. Now, they eventually said, well, the timeout went off the board because of the injury. No. Once you call the timeout, it's still the timeout. But they gave them the extra timeout, and Braylon Edwards didn't give the effort here on the great pass by Russell Wilson. The Cardinals escape with a win, 20-16. Now, Wilson's up and down afternoon to be expected, although he played pretty well. And according to Total QBR, which summarizes all quarterback plays on a 0 to 100 rating, where 50 is average, the Seahawks starter was the rookie median. At the end of the 2 extremes, RG3 was the best. Brandon Whedon's 1.2 mark was the worst. Okay, before we get into too much discussion about the quarterback play, the referees, we saw it here, we saw it in the Sunday night game where they called the challenge allowed when it shouldn't have been. They also let a minute run off the clock. Overall, did the NFL escape because none of these things turned out to be game changers?
Yes. There was no grotesque error. Now keep in mind, it isn't flawless when the other officials are on there. Keep in mind, the regular officials that are out right now have thrown flags. Ed Hockley, a couple years ago, doesn't see a play, costs the Denver Broncos a game, or the San Diego Chargers and Denver Broncos are playing. So mistakes are going to happen. I expected a lot of big-time mistakes, especially in the pass interference. And I will tell you this, I've been shocked, didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I thought they escaped it. The thing is, and we're going to sit here and say, well, they got a lot right. As soon as you have a moment like Ed Hockley had a few years back in that Chargers-Broncos game, as soon as you have that, then it's going to be nonsense. And I will also say this, in terms of, impacting the outcome of the game, not a problem for the officials. In terms of guys getting hit and there being a consistency in terms of, hits on defenseless players and hits to the head of the quarterback, I thought throughout the games they were very inconsistent with how those were called. There's a hit on Nate Washington. It's clearly a shot to his head and no flag thrown on the play. I I mean, to me, that's the biggest problem the NFL is going to have, not just the outcome of the football games.
And again, this will be something that will be monitored week to week, but for the most part, you expect that consistency to get better as long as these refs are out there. And if that continues, we don't know how long this process may go on.
No idea what a broken nose feels like. I need some scars and some...
What are you, pretty boy?
No, hopefully not. You know, I never mind a little blood.
Oh, Tom Brady, perhaps broken, definitely bloodied, but not bowed in Tennessee. Plus, just like we thought, I mean, we all said it, no one's going to score more points week 1 than the Jets, right? That was the consensus going in.
A lot of games going on out there. We have a good time down there in the bullpen.
A lot of people trying to find whatever things they can do to kill time. There's some pranks and jokes going on down there.
The pink backpacks, the locking guys in the bathroom.
The bathroom down in the bullpen has a captive in there.
There's a lot of joking around going on, but as soon as that phone rings, it's game time and all the fun and games are over with.
The diminutive star out of Rutgers. Give us a Ray Rice, running right, big hole, touchdown! Give us Ray Rice, running left. Rice throws to a wide open Ed Dixon, touchdown, Ravens! Able to stay on his feet through arm tackles. Got Rice, 5-yard line, turns a corner, in, touchdown!
Well, we knew we couldn't go a whole half without seeing something out of Ray Rice.
Lofts it near side, he's got Ray Rice open, 20-yard line, touchdown, Ray Rice!
Thursday Night Baseball doubleheader live on ESPN America. The AL wildcard race is heating up as Upton and the Rays headed to the yard, where they'll be looking to clip the wings of the Birds and cement their postseason status.
Diving, and he made the catch.
Then it's more wildcard hopefuls as Reddick and the A's head down the I-5 into Anaheim to battle the fading Angels. Rays and Orioles, followed by A's and Angels. Thursday at 18:30 CET, live on ESPN America.
Primetime rolls on. Trey Wingo here with Tim Hasselbeck and Merrill Hodge. So to recap, the Jets were the last team in the summer season to score a touchdown. They only scored one with their offense, and it wasn't with the first team led by Mark Sanchez or the second team led by... It was by the third team with Greg McElroy. So, of course, the Jets would naturally score the most points of anybody week 1, right? I mean,
of course.
It made perfect sense.
It was a brilliant setup.
Yeah. Oh, they love each other, Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow. First quarter, there is no score, and Jeremy Curley says, oh, let's change that. Nice play. Jets lead at 7-0. Good day for Sanchez. Tim, not good for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Not good for Ryan Fitzpatrick at all. Look how late he is on this outbreaking route. If you wait, you're late. Watch Ryan Fitzpatrick here. This is 3 hitches and a big windup, and that's why Darrelle Revis is able to drive on the comeback, and he's there to pick it off.
Yeah, especially don't do that to Darrelle Revis.
Listen,
that's the point.
Look at the separation right there. The ball should be in the chest of Stevie Johnson. It's not, and that's why you see the interception. That wasn't the only problem that Fitzpatrick had. Also, inaccuracies leading to interceptions. Way behind in terms of ball location to David Nelson. The Kyle Wilson's there for the interception. You see here, stepping into it, that ball should be on the left shoulder of David Nelson. Instead, it's on basically behind the right hip, and that's why that ball is picked off. So you got a late interception, you've got inaccuracy leading to an interception, and you've got an awful decision leading to an interception here. And when we look at this, Trey, from the All-22, I don't know what he's looking at. Antonio Cromartie, he just jumps it. You got to see versus too deep. You got to see out in front of the in-breaking route. And then this drives me nuts. You got an offensive lineman running to make the tackle. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick walking off the field. Offensive lineman running past the quarterback to make a play. That's bad quarterback play.
48-28 the final. So apparently how to read a defense, not a class offered at Harvard for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, Sanchez connected with rookie Stephen Hill for 2 touchdowns. Stephen Hill just the 5th player in the last 25 seasons to have 2 receiving touchdowns in their NFL debut that was also in a season opener. All right, so the Jets did well. The Bills clearly did not. Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on the Titans. And again, where did the money go this offseason, Merrill? And what players?
On the tight ends, my friend.
That is correct. So Aaron Hernandez gets the touchdown here. Brady's 301st. He would also throw a later one to Rob Gronkowski, whom they also paid this offseason. As for Jake Locker, hey, Merrill, this defense really got after him. Suddenly we're talking about a Patriots defense here.
Well, remember, we came in on Countdown talking about a 5-linebacker look that the Patriots do. They love to come up there and give you different looks based on your opponent, and did a great job of getting pressure with those guys.
Chandler Jones, the rookie, with the strip sack and the fumble, and Dante Hightower, the rookie, with the recovery.
You're looking for impact defensive plays from this defense that really struggled to do that a year ago. You get it from your two rookies.
And then they got it consistently all day long. Chris Johnson struggled last year after getting the big contract. He said it's a different year. No. 11 carries, 4 yards. They swarmed to the football.
Yeah, well, they did a great job. Look at how they make him run laterally. Did a great job of the point of attack and not letting him get going, and then not letting him get to the perimeter once he turned his shoulders and ran parallel.
A career low 4 yards. But how about Stephen Ridley in the game he had?
Ridley, believe it or not, brings a balance to the New England Patriots. The Patriots finally get it. We got Tom Brady, yes, but it's going to be balance, and we're going to win a Super Bowl, baby. Go ahead, Trey.
Ridley, believe it or not, no, he can have that one. Holy
Come on,
mackerel.
Brilliant.
125 yards. The Patriots win 34-13. Believe it. When we continue here, believe this. Adrian Peterson was just fine. Gabbert improved. What to make of the Jags and Vikes?
It gets me excited. When I could think of when Chris Young last year robbed a home run, that was probably the most emotion I've ever showed.
You know, I love seeing myself on TV. Why not? I mean, I'm a good-looking brother.
I wear number 19 because it's my birthday, my mother's birthday, and my brother's birthday.
When I finally graduated from a high number, I graduated to number 9, and I didn't care what number they gave me. I just wanted to be in the big leagues.
I'm a big Laker fan, and everyone always assumes that I got that number because of Kobe Bryant, but it is not true. It was the first number given to me when I got to the big leagues.
In 1985, it was the one that was first given to me after I signed a pro contract, and it's one that stayed with me throughout my career.
The first-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals in 2011, Patrick Peterson proved his worth during his rookie season. Peterson recorded 699 punt return yards, setting an NFL rookie record for most punt return yards in a single season. Peterson also tied an NFL record with 4 punt returns for touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, Peterson recorded 64 tackles and 2 interceptions. In 2012, look for Peterson and the Cardinals to make some noise in the NFC West.
Baseball tells the story of amazing plays. June 9th, 2008, Franklin Gutierrez takes a home run away from Miguel Cabrera.
Driven to deep center field, got a chance. Caught! What a play by Gutierrez out in left center. Wow! Are you kidding me?
Be there for the moments you won't forget. Major League Baseball all season on ESPN America.
All right, a lot of questions going into the game between the Jags and the Vikings. How much would Adrian Peterson play? How would he play? And how would Blaine Gabbert play? Adrian Peterson, oh, he looked good, Merrill Hodge. He looked good.
Ooh, you know what? You saw him come out and his confidence just build. Love to see the quick cuts, because that's the thing that will allow him to be mentally stronger and taking hits.
Taking hits and taking it into pay dirt. 17 carries, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Welcome back, AP. Again, shredded the knee Christmas Eve. Maurice Jones-Drew tried to shred his contract, and they said no. Came back, Rashad Jennings got the start, but he played pretty well too, Merrill.
Yeah, I thought he was strong, but you know what? He lacked that time in the season that goes on with playing a lot in preseason. However, the power will always be there for Maurice Jones-Drew.
So he's like your portfolio, strong to mostly strong, is what you would say?
Yes,
quite strong.
But would have been extremely powerful and more explosive had he been there for training camp.
All right, Jones-Drew, 19 carries, 77 yards. Blaine Gabbert, you know what? Most criticized last year as a rookie, he played really well.
There's no question about it. He did take a pounding last year from a lot of people evaluating his play, Trey. but he really played well throughout the preseason. And that gave his team a chance to win this football game with a late touchdown.
However, Vikings won in overtime 26-23. A 55-yard kick from a rookie named Blair Walsh. Meanwhile, the Lions hosting the Rams, and Shannon Easton making history, the first female to officiate in an NFL game. Well, I tell you what, Matthew Stafford was good, bad, and ugly. And here's the bad and the ugly combined. Pick 6 from Cortland Finnegan, begin again. Stafford 3 interceptions in the first half as the Rams led 13-7. Fourth quarter game tied at 13. How about Sam Bradford? Nice touch there to Brandon Gibson for the 23-yard TD.
Yeah, that's an outstanding throw by Sam Bradford. Look at the ball location. It's also going to be a problem for the Detroit Lions. Secondary players getting beat at the line of scrimmage. That's why Gibson was able to be in the end zone.
However, Stafford says, you know what, I got a short memory, rallied the troops, and here to Kevin Smith with under a minute to play. That's your game winner. The Lions come back to win 27-23. Still coming here on NFL Primetime, the top fantasy performers of Week 1. Plus,
play action fake Robert looking over the middle, firing. It is caught and off to the races across the 40. He's going all the way. 89 yards. Pierre Garçon, catch and run for a touchdown.
Towards short, Ibar with a diving stop. Goal throw, Tremble gets it out. Peters retired for out number 1.
Boy, what a play. And Ryan Howard. Little tapper, first base side. Look at Burley sliding. Oh my! Mark Burley. Is he something or what?
It's a cruel world in the NFL. They got him by the hair.
That's what happens when you wear the big dreadlocks. Never seen that before. Snaps over his head.
This has just been a nightmare.
I don't know if that was planned or he just improvised.
Oh, he went down like a lead weight. Oh, my goodness.
That's brutal. That is really bad.
Baseball tells the story of incredible plays. April 12, 2009, Reed Johnson robs Prince Fielder of a grand slam.
There's a high drive, deep right field. Back is Johnson. He makes a spectacular catch.
Be there for the moments you won't forget. MLB, live on ESPN America.
The Jets have now outdistanced every other Jet team in the history of the franchise in terms of points scored on opening day.
Thomas is off to the races. Here we go. Demaryius Thomas, once again, has beaten the Steelers on a huge play, 71 yards. Play action fake Robert looking over the middle, firing. It is caught. He's going all the way. Pierre Garçon, catch and run for a touchdown.
Peterson runs through the defense, and he's gone! Touchdown, Adrian Peterson!
you know, we heart social media here on NFL Prime.
Love it.
We asked fans to tweet us their primetime performers. Here's some of the notables. Brew Deals. Got to be Matt Ryan, 36 points. Cold as ice. Hashtag fantasy performer. Oh, yeah? Or Marlo Morrow says David Akers, 16 points. Woo! Exclamation point.
Was pretty good.
But kicker, Trent Dilfer somewhere.
63-yard field goal.
With the stoink to get it over the crossbar. Style points.
Makes it.
And then Ryan says Brandon Marshall rocked it in his first game with the @Chicago Bears. He is my hashtag primetime performers. So let's look at fantasy leaders for week one. Matt Ryan indeed had a huge day, throwing for 3 touchdowns and running another one in. However, he was only started in 55% of ESPN fantasy leagues. RG3 with a strong debut was second behind Ryan, among others with strong fantasy days, despite losing Aaron Rodgers and C.J. Spiller. Still ahead, in case you missed any of it, the sights and sounds of week one
Kick is going to get there. Hits the crossbar. And it is good. It's good. He made it. 63.
Prepare for your bones to rattle. Raw speed and power. Noise and flame mightiness. The loudest machines on the planet are here to roar. NHRA Drag Racing. It's louder on ESPN America.
O'Shaver's delivery to him. That ball's in the air. Is that numero uno? Yeah! Goodbye, home run! Manny Machado delivers with his first major league dinger. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. And he lifts that one. That's going to the corner. Manny Machado, goodbye, home run! In his second major league ball game, a 2-homer game.
That ball hit high and deep. Way back. Reddick doesn't move. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. A walk-off. His first major league homer for Jordan Jacks. And the Sox win it 4-3. Yes. Varmus belts one to left field. This one is deep. This one is gone. The first career grand slam for Clint Varmus.
Hit the pole. You can hear it ring.
Pirates lead 6-5.
It's been said that reinvention is the art of redefining. To not be like your predecessors. To not be like anyone but you. Period. Much has been discussed about the state of affairs of our game of professional basketball, its supposed errors, the constant comparisons to its past, and the chosen ones who step into the limelight. Fair enough. But the truth is that the game of basketball consists of dimensions that stretch far beyond the realm of the hardwood, boundaries only a special few witness. You see, none of the rules have the capacity to explain mysteries like the hot hand, the art of the no-look pass, the magic of the buzzer beater, the unbelievable pressure on the perfect player.
Gentlemen, this is a new season, and for your sake, you should be thankful. Fowler, Corso, Herb Street.
They're calling you out.
It's like days of our lives.
Who cares that they lost to Washington?
Watch out. Some of those thoughts and opinions last year wouldn't cut it in my camp. You can do better than that, boys. This is time for some revenge. My picks would run circles around you.
I'm going to go with Cal.
Hook 'em hard.
I like the Cornhuskers.
Roll Tide.
I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
Southern California.
Oh, look at the love.
What were you thinking? Oh.
Now, I'm sure you guys knew this. This is the 25th year we've been doing NFL PrimeTime here at ESPN, something we're all very proud to be a part of. So with that in mind, it's not golden anniversary is 50. What's 25?
Silver?
It's a long time.
Silver? It's a good guess.
It's silver. It's a long time. A look back now at the first NFL PrimeTime.
Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Welcome to ESPN's debut of NFL PrimeTime. Elway, play fake. Then to Steve Sewell out of the backfield. Takes it away from Terry Taylor and Eugene Robinson. He goes all the way. He could go all the way. He could go all the way. Wilson when he played in Canada. Leo Lincoln Locomotive Lewis. Touchdown.
He got 27 yards here on this big completion down the middle to Merrill Hodge.
Burkett has Russell Carter all over him. He's draped across him like a rug.
Have you recovered from watching 13 games in the span of 6 hours?
Luckily for most of us, they don't play these games on paper.
Plenty of adding to do in this one, and as you would expect, a close one as well.
While that young defense learns, John Elway is going to win a lot of football games.
It's been such a long day. Did I really pick Atlanta?
The Swam and the Pope came through with New Orleans, came through with the Raiders. We lost Buffalo, so we're 2-1. We're all happy. We're back to recap just in a moment.
The best part, Merrill was in that.
You know who I beat?
ESPN America. American for sports.